Pakistan undefeated in this tournament. UAE yet to record a victory. We've got a brand new pitch for this game. We've moved down the slope towards the score box, away from the clubhouse. And it looks like a belter of a wicket. Might start breaking up a little bit late in the day. A little bit of rain around yesterday, but it tend to miss Chester Boughton Hall and hit everywhere else. So still a very, very dry outfield, dry wicket as Razak comes in. Going to be an action-packed day of cricket. In about 40 minutes time on pitch 2, LMS Australia are going to be taking on LMS Singapore in a crunch match. The loser of that match will find it very tough to get through to the through to the knockout stages. I'm joined in the commentary box by Bjorn Briggs.
Morning, Wayne. Fantastic day for cricket. Really looking forward to see how Australia take on the challenge of Singapore on the second oval.
So beyond Abdul Razak, we haven't seen much of him bowling in this tournament. They're giving him the new ball here. Oh, that's gone big.
Still looking a bit tender, Abdul Razak. He's not hitting his straps there. He has been with a slight back injury, and that one got what it deserved. I'm not sure if the captain will give him a second over there, Wayne.
Well, straight onto the club chairman's house. He hasn't come out onto the balcony yet. So I think Deepak Nicholas just trying to check if Chris Fleet is awake. As we look at the table, this is Pool A. Pakistan at the top, UAE at the bottom.
Oh, no,
But
they seem to be
UAE are better than the league table suggests. They've got a few firepower players up front. So if they can get off to a good start, you never know. 9 of the first over.
Great start by UAE, and that's just the start they needed to settle their nerves against the power Pakistan side.
And into the tech, the man they call the Bati.
He's been really good all tournament, Wayno. Gets the batsmen in all sorts of trouble, just rushes them a bit for room and pace, and very accurate.
And he's almost averaging a wicket and over. I think he's picked up 11 wickets in his 12 overs in this tournament. That's an incredible strike rate.
Well played. They should be running that one a bit harder, put a bit of pressure on the fielder, but they're happy with the one there.
So the teams need to learn from the mistakes other sides have made against Pakistan so far. Bati is the danger man. Pushed out onto the onside by Shiraz. So it didn't by Nicholas.
Deepak now on 8 or 4. Great strike rate. Great start for his day. But he just adjusting there his line, and he seems to have found his rhythm already very early on here.
So during the course of the day, we're going to start bringing up some stats on all the players, the dream team, the bowling rankings, the batting rankings. There's no doubt that Batty's going to be right up the top of the bowling rankings, yeah.
Playing on a new track today, Wayno. The off day on Women's Day. Welcome to all our lady viewers. I hope you had a great day off yesterday. Men were working hard on the pitch, and we've got a new track today, and it doesn't seem to be taking turn early on this morning. But we'll see how the day progresses, how it holds up. It looks like a really decent track for batting on from what I can see so far.
Well, this track's going to be the best of the tournament so far. There's no doubt about that. So Abdul Razak bowling.
Trying something different there, Wayno.
Yeah, I think that's the slower ball, but he's carrying a slight injury, so he'll just be looking to get the ball in the right areas. Yeah, bowling wicket to wicket.
Great running.
Andrew Childs is asking, has Deepak batted? Deepak's on strike now, but I know you know Deepak from various tour events that you've been on.
Wide signal by the umpire there. Abdul Razak just struggling a little bit. Batsmen need to be watchful here. So you know he's a class act, and I've got a feeling he might just pick up a wicket here, Wayne.
He's not going to be looking to beat anyone with pace. He's just going to use his experience. He's realised pace isn't always the answer on these type of wickets.
Batsman happy with one there.
So, for those of you wondering the schedule for the rest of the day, we've got a pitch 2-match starting in about 45 minutes, Singapore versus Australia, and then there's going to be a cracker next year on this pitch, Sri Lanka versus LMS South Africa. As I welcome Nick Compton into the commentary box.
Main man Wayne Grieve, very good morning to you, buddy. Nice day off yesterday. I tell you what, that was definitely needed. My lower back, which hasn't withstood the difficulties of standing on a cricket field for many hours, mate. It was really needed after a couple of big beers after that amazing victory against New Zealand. What a game that was.
You guys are going well. That was a tight finish in front of a good little crowd that was building on Tuesday.
That was a hell of a game. I mean, you know, it just shows what a great format this is and how exciting it is. I mean, I thought New Zealand had it in the bag, and then we got a wicket, and then it was toed and froed. Anyway, another lovely, stunning morning here, Thursday morning, and we've got a fresh pitch, so probably not turning and bouncing as much as the one was on Tuesday. Still a little bit on the slow side, but you can expect that. But it looks like it's a nice fresh track. Still early in the morning, so it'll get a bit harder.
They'll definitely quicken up as the day goes on. Deepak goes straight. Razak come around. It was a great boot from Razak.
Excellent skills from Abdur Razak. Still rolling back the years there, Raz.
He's chuckling here in front of the commentary box.
Still moving like a great athlete that he is, huh?
Just a wide from Shabazz.
Well-drilled team, this Pakistan side. Got all their bases covered. Left-arm spinner is very good. Definitely the best bowler in this competition.
The conditions have been very similar to what they'd get in Pakistan, which is probably played into the hands of the Pakistan side.
Yeah, a bit dusty, you know, sort of those kind of conditions. Spinners can come in and change the pace.
So Nick, just looking forward to the game to follow on this pitch. Sri Lanka versus South Africa. Nick Pothers is about to make his LMS debut. Have you got any words of advice for Nick if he's listening in?
Oh, I've got lots of words of advice for Nick. Always a great man. Got plenty to say. One of the best coaches around, in my opinion, and has got a huge future as a coach. You know, very excitable sort of guy. You know, got a lot of energy. Cracking shot on the offside from Deepak, who absolutely smashes that for 4 against the very impressive Shabazz, who gets a bit of swing this morning. But Nicholas is a dangerous batsman when he gets in, and I just hope for these UAE boys that they can actually get a good score on the board. You know, it's just nice to nice to see them play well. They've got some very good players.
I think that delivery showed this wicket's definitely going to be one that you can trust the bounce a little bit more than the back end of Tuesday.
Yeah, it looks like a nice track. But yeah, I got Nick Pothis. I'm going to try and have a little chat with him at the halfway break and welcome him to this tournament. I know, like a lot of pros, they always come and they're actually quite excited. He hasn't played for a while, but we know what a good player he is. You know, he's got an excellent cricket brain, reads the game incredibly well. I'm sure he'll bring a lot of energy to an already energy-filled South African team.
Yeah, they're not short of energy. There's a few moves they do after each delivery that Nick Pothis is going to need to learn. Some of those indoor cricket moves. So it's going to be interesting to see how Nick approaches those team huddles.
Interesting start here. I think a good start in many ways, you know, trying to sort of build a score. I just wonder whether they could go a little bit harder given the fact that the wicket's not doing a huge amount.
Well, it's a new bowler, Bakari. It's a great shot from Nicholas. And that's 4. Batty just sliding under his foot.
Might be good with the ball, but not so good in the outfield.
His teammates not too happy there.
Wants a bit more commitment from the teammates there.
So number 7, Bakari, he's one of the real characters of this tournament. The team management refer to him as the mouth from the east.
Yeah, very nice. These 2 left armers, I tell you, in club cricket all around the world, you've got decent left arm spinners. Brings in so many dismissals, doesn't it? You know, get a bit of turn, ball goes on straight, LBW. Got away with that. I'm not sure that was a wide, but probably should have been hit for 4.
Yeah, it's a smaller boundary now running down the hill on the offside. So they've moved the pitch probably about 3 or 4 pitches away from the clubhouse towards the score box down the hill. So the right-hand batsman who hit the ball through extra cover will be enjoying this change of strip.
Nice shot there, just using the pace, and that should go to 4. Don't always have to muscle it down the ground or try and clear the ropes. You can actually use the pace, and that was one of the better shots this morning. Deft touch as he pushes that behind square. I like that shot. You know, it maneuvers the field. It shows that you're sort of aware of what's going on around you.
Also, Deepak showing he's aware that those wickets a little bit different. I'm not sure that would have been too easy to play that against the spin at the back end of Tuesday, but he's realising it's not spinning as much. Just trust the bounce. So this is the captain, Khan.
Kind of call today moving day. You know, you sort of have moving day on the weekend at a golf open or a golf tournament. Sort of feel like today is kind of moving day. You know, there's a lot of teams have made some good starts to the tournament, but kind of want to solidify things a little bit more today and get yourself up those rankings, up those points, and take pressure off you going into the last game.
Yeah, for sure. I think the league tables will be appearing on screen throughout the day. There's a lot to play for. The winner of the group goes straight through to the semi-finals, and number 2 and 3 in each group have to play quarter-final matches to qualify for the semi-final.
Oh, it's a cracking shot for 6 there, straight as a die, and just shows how good this wicket is today. If you don't quite get it right and it's in the slot, no, I think we're going to see a few of those.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we might see a few more from Deepak himself. He's on fire. Great start from Deepak Nicholas.
Yeah, giving his team as a captain, he's leading from the front, giving his team the kind of impetus they need, and let's hope he can continue.
It's gone again.
And that's another 6er. Back-to-back 6s there for Deepak Nicholas. Captain's in 5th gear now, and he's going some. He realises that this is a good wicket, a good track, and time to really get on with it.
He plays for the Roaring Lions franchise in Dubai.
He's crashed this one through extra cover for 4. Going into bloody 6th gear here.
Yeah, and I think the South Africans and Sri Lankans will be watching closely. Yeah, they're going to be looking to see how the wicket's playing, where the batsmen are scoring freely.
I think Raz is licking his lips here. Good wicket today.
Nod of his head.
Got it again! Oh, it almost hit Ogilvy's window. Shame it didn't. The insurance policies are going up in the houses here. Windows look like police fenced jails.
In this over.
So Bakari back into the attack. As I said earlier, one of the real characters of this tournament. Patsy's the main left arm spinner, but Bakari feels he's right up there as well. Nicholas 46 from 16. This could be one of the quickest 50s we've seen in this tournament yet.
Good bit of batting, Wayne. You know, 60 for 6. I mean, I tend to say when I'm batting out there, I'm looking at 10 runs and over. It's kind of it's a good way to sort of keep yourself going.
Nicholas on track for one of the fastest 50s in the tournament. 47 from 17 now, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a great innings. Really shows how good the wicket is, but also he's timed it very well. There could be 2 there. He's got to run hard. Yeah, easy 2. Easy 2. Really hard to say what a good score is. I know we've been looking at, I felt as the, when we first arrived, 180, 190 was a good score. Then, 170, and it's always been around there. But today, you almost get a feeling sort of anything, sort of 200 is almost a good score now.
Yeah, Pakistan have got Abdul Razak in the lineup, so I think UAE will be looking to get 350 here. I think anything above 220 here down the first few games, while those wickets nice and fresh, I think 220 might be in the few teams' grasp today.
Absolutely.
Also, obviously because the batsman has to retire, it all depends on the depth of your batting lineup. So you can't just have a few guns up front. All 8 players need to be able to do something with the bat.
Oh, it's a cracking shot, and he retires on a 53. That is a great innings from Deepak Nicholas, Wayne?
Brilliant innings. He's got his team off to a flyer. Batty entered this match with 11 wickets from 12 overs. Deepak signaling to his family members back home.
How many, was that the record for fastest?
Well, we had Nigel Collins, who probably had the fastest 50 of the tournament early in the week on the back pitch, but from what I've seen, that's definitely the quickest 50 on the front pitch.
18 balls. That's how you take the game by storm, and they needed to bat first. They won the toss. They did that right. They've come in, and the captain's led from the front. And, in terms of getting a team off to the right start, that is absolutely what was needed for this UAE team. Haven't quite got going in this tournament. Had a few good individual performances, but just haven't put it together. But I think, yeah, they've got a chance to do it. It's today. Hopefully the boys coming in now can really build on this and keep going strong.
So the new batsman, Subu.
How's Subu done this tournament, Wayno?
He hasn't gone as well as he's done in as you can see his career stats there. He averages at 34, strike rate of 167, world ranking of 7,000. So he's in the top 1%, so top 10% of LMS players globally in terms of his rankings. Just hasn't gone as well as normal in this tournament, but he'll be loving the look of this wicket.
It's always tricky to try and get the balance right when you've had one very, very dominant partner. I always find that if you're going to go on and get some big scores, someone else has got to step into that role now. You can't try and get yourself in for too long.
Yeah, one of the things I think with LMS cricket is captains have to be adaptable. It's no point just setting a batting lineup, in my view, and keeping that the same for every situation. If you've got off to a good flyer with one of your hitters, Deepak's more than a hitter, but one of your clean strikers of the ball, then sometimes it's worth sending in someone to keep that impetus, even if you normally bat 6 or 7. Obviously you want your number 3 to come in and play more of an anchor role if there's an early wicket, but I think, Nick, in your situation, what would you be doing if you're a captain? Would you want to send in a person to keep the momentum going? Yeah.
One or two things. Either the number 3 and number 1 batsman who are batting together now have a chat, and either the number 1, who's got himself to 17, played very much the anchor role, either now steps up and says, right, we've lost a captain, I've got to step up and take that role. Well, the number 3 comes in and goes, you know what, I can maybe take 1 or 2 balls just to have a look, but I've got to keep that going, and maybe the number 1 batsman just keeps playing the way he has done. So there's got to be a communicative process. If both players aren't very good in terms of being able to whack it, then yes, potentially putting someone in who can do that.
It gets to a stage where when you've got your main guy in the hat, it can almost feel like every ball's a free hit. You know, you've got that insurance policy.
Absolutely. I mean, the way that these guys should be playing now, they should be putting so much pressure on these Pakistan bowlers. They should be going really hard now and just keeping it going. Nice shot there. They should get 2 here. They should run hard. Should run hard and get 2, but that's poor running. Poor running. Got to run these 2s. Easy 2 there.
Yeah, the other thing too, when I say obviously every ball's potentially a free hit, also depends on the wicket. If the wicket's turning and bouncing a bit, then maybe that approach isn't great. But on a wicket like this, where it's coming on and it's true, so one of these 2, I think, have to change approach. Shiraz 18 from 24. That's he's done the job while Deepak was there, but as you said, I think they need to have a little chat in the middle. Yeah, Subu got 2 from 4, so the run rate just dropping. Yeah.
Yeah, you suddenly just 2 overs go by and you think it's okay because we sort of had a good start, but you lose those 2 overs.
Well taken out there by the captain, Khan.
Yep, he's come in, kind of looked to get himself in, and then what happens is you do get a bad ball. Because you're not really in that sort of run scoring mode, you then sort of think you've got to capitalize on it, and you only end up hitting it to deep square. And you know, if you're nailing it and you're in that mode, that goes out the ground, you know, that goes for 4.
Yeah, and also important to note that that's quite a big boundary now on the leg side. Pitches yesterday, also Tuesday, that was probably the smaller boundary towards the leg side, but that's definitely the big hit now when they're heading towards the commentary box.
Absolutely. Got to tactically think about things, you know. I think we got a bit lucky, Wayne, on Tuesday night with the game against New Zealand. James Franklin playing a good senior experience role at the back. Felt like they kind of had it in control, and then, you know, we called a power play for the last 2 overs and probably didn't get it right, actually. I mean, we got it right in the sense that he gave us his wicket, but he smashed it straight down the only man on the leg side's throat, and that kind of won us the game. But you know, you look at it and you think it probably wasn't the best tactics. We should have had all the fielders on the leg side, getting him to hit that way, whereas we only had 2 on the leg side. So you've got to be tactically quite clever. make sure you're looking at where the big boundaries are, where the wind's blowing, what kind of bowlers are bowling.
So we look at Naidu's figures. Strikes it at 160. World ranking of 16,000. Averages at 33. So he'll be looking to strike at 160 above here.
How many players are in the world rankings?
It's over 100,000. So there's about 5,000 teams in the world rankings, and I think there's 150,000 players at the last count that have an LMS ranking.
You could tell he was thinking, will you go away? The guy just like,
The other thing to consider, Nick, is the small boundary on the mid-wicket for a left-hander would be down to mid-wicket here. So if teams have left-handers, when the bowlers are bowling from this end, there's the argument of maybe bringing a left-hander in, and especially someone that likes to give it a heave over mid-wicket. Pakistan have got a lot of left-arm spinners. So it's always good for captains to keep thinking on their feet, not just sticking to the same order all the time.
Played using the pace, just dabbing it behind square. They should get 2, and they do. Got to run hard here, UAE. They've had a good start, 75 off 9, but the last 2 overs have been poor. Been poor because they had a great start. Got wickets in the hutch, just 11 overs left, and you're playing against a very strong Pakistan team. They need 200 here.
And Shiraz, 19 of 25. He needs to go now. Another dot ball from Shiraz. Someone needs to get a message to him here.
like when he comes in, if I take him and then he's not sure, like he looks, is it? Because he's got the beard on. Yeah. Is it?
Another dot ball. Shiraz 21 from 27. The pressure's building on Shiraz here. So Batty to continue here. He hasn't picked up a wicket in the spell. Only thing I can think of here is why UAE are potentially going this slowly against Batty, is they know he's the danger man. He's picked up 11 wickets in his 12 overs before this game, but this is a different wicket. It's not a spin friendly. Smaller boundary to the offside.
Here comes the very hairy, bearded-looking wonder from South Africa, living in the West Indies now, coaching the West Indies, one of the best coaches around. Hasn't played cricket for a while. That excuses started early this morning, and nothing less to expect from Nick Pothis. Used to be. Don't think he's going to do much keeping in this tournament. Not sure that back quite bends as low as it used to. Some of the best hands in the game, though.
We're just looking at the Pool 8 table. Pakistan on 28 points. England on 28 points. UAE yet to get off the mark with the win.
Shabash.
Nick Pothis just abusing Nick Compton's short here.
Just a banana.
Oh, bowled him!
Absolute cracking delivery there from the opening bowler. And Shiraz has really put his team into a hole here. He's got 22 off 30 balls. Great start from the UAE, but hasn't managed to capitalise on that start. And they're just going a little bit backwards now, the UAE. Captain led from the front. He's gone, might be a good thing.
I think they've got to get Hashim in here. Hashim's a good player. I think that...
Hashim Amla.
Same name. Similar cover drive, but nothing else the same. So that's actually Naidu that departs. Navalesh Naidu. Feeling the pressure created by Shiraz. There we go. He has Ashim Ahmed. He hits the ball cleanly. Surprised he didn't open with Nick Lasher.
I think there's obviously clear tactical reason for Shiraz batting the way he is.
The only thing I can think of is in previous games they've found themselves 30 for 3 on a few occasions. So he's sent in to do a more of a boycott type role up front.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with nothing wrong with batting a bit like the great man Jeff. He'd be a big admirer of Shiraz. His forward defence here.
So new batsman Hashim Ahmed, talented player. Shabazz bowling that into the block hole. He's picked up 2 for 11 in his 11 balls.
Lively little deft touch there. Using the pace. Nick Pothis behind me in great acknowledgement of that shot. Definitely expecting them to see him use the pace a little bit. But it's an underrated shot in this form. Everyone's trying to bang it all over the place, but actually, if you can just touch it behind, there's enough gaps in the field to get the same result.
And they just moved Abdul Razak a bit finer here.
Not sure Razak's living off his chair there down at third man. Gonna get Nick Pothis to come and join me for a couple of minutes. Oh, Shabazz is really on a good card here. 2 overs for 3 overs now, 2 for 15. A little bit of swing early on. And yeah, good morning, Nick. Great to have you this morning.
Good morning, Nicholas. Lovely to be here.
How was the drive up the motorway?
Smooth.
How many stops? Couple of coffees?
No stops. Planned it really well. You'd be surprised to hear. Left at 5 this morning with my picnic basket, and yeah, no stops. Excited to get up here.
Mate, the last time I saw you was in a very hot Colombo. You were doing some coaching with the Sri Lankan boys there. Had a good time there?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. Good time, great learning, lifelong friendships made, and challenging in many respects, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's a good spot, isn't it? A great place to go and visit. I mean, take the cricket away from it. Great holiday spot. Brilliant to spend some time there and some really exciting young players. And it was nice to get some. I think I averaged over 100 since we had our net practice together. So thanks very much, mate.
Yeah, you're using the wrong side of the bat, so it wasn't a tough fix.
Oh, that's a good shot there from Shiraz. Yep, he's 22 off 29, but that could just possibly be the shot that gets him going now down to fine leg. Mate, obviously your first views of last man stands. I mean, you haven't been here long, but what does it look like to you?
No, my first view was actually in Sri Lanka when the boys came to launch it there, and yeah, bit nervous, has to be said. There's more to it than meets the eye, but I see there's quite a few tactics here. It's not just about hitting the ball out the ground. The boys are running pretty hard between the wickets, so that scares me more than anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Definitely tactics here, and Shiraz now opens up a little bit more. Just hit the last ball for 4. He's had a bit of a sort of cross the line hack at that and gets 1. Possibly should have gone 2. Nick back in his youth would have scampered 2 there very easily, wouldn't you, mate?
I think you need to give me a little bit more credit. Until you see me run between the wickets, I might tear something, but I'll give it a rev. I'd like to know what the double play stats are this week, because I'm definitely going to be adding to those stats.
Simple rule. If it goes up in the air, stand still.
Yeah, it's like when you have a runner stand still. Never happens.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, correct.
A cracking shot there from Shiraz. He's got himself going now, 31 from 32. So he is clawing it back, and that's the key thing. If you do make a start like that, you want to keep going, and it's exactly what his captain's asked him to do. He's nailed that one behind square leg, and this is a good over here for UAE. If you get one more boundary, really up with the rate.
It looks like he's read the player down the hill with the wind and a strong bottom hand.
So, mate, you've had a good time in Sri Lanka. You've done your time there, and you're now, before you sort of knew it, you're over. And Stuart Law gave you a call, and you're over helping out the West Indies. I mean, what a great experience too.
Yeah, it is. I tend to stick to the islands, move from one to the next. But yeah, instead of staying on one island, we now travel among the islands. So yeah, it's interesting, different culture. They are the kings of cool, and you certainly can't out-cool Chris Gale or Andre Russell. So pretty pointless trying. But no, they're a great bunch. Certainly not short of flair. And it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to get, because I guess you almost put Pakistan almost in that category of having flair and something a bit different about them, and you kind of want to encourage that, but at the same time you want to bring a bit of discipline and a bit of hard work, don't you?
Yeah, very much so. You've seen the benefits of Mickey Arthur being in Pakistan and bringing a little bit of structure to their flair, and they've suddenly come on leaps and bounds. So yeah, I think it probably would benefit a little bit from a bit of structure, but that's easier said than done. And when you move to a new place, I think it takes time to learn the culture and get to know the people.
Yeah, and I think one of the great lessons I learned was when I spoke to Gary Kirsten after he was so successful with India, and he just told me that the last thing he wanted to do is come into an environment like that, which he obviously didn't know. He didn't understand the culture, and he said he just gave himself to the players. He gave his time, and over time he earned the respect. And look what he did with India. So I suppose it's a tough balance. You've got to earn that right, I guess.
Yeah, very much. I think it's a common error a lot of coaches make, is they want to come in and make a difference straight away, and they dive in with a Western mentality into a foreign culture, and you can do a lot more damage than good if you do that. As they say, you only get one chance to make a good impression. So yeah, observation and asking a lot of questions for a period of time, and patience go a long way.
Oh, it's another cracking shot here from Hashim, who is a good striker of the ball. It's come in probably, Wayne was saying, a little bit later than he possibly could have, but he's in now, and he's got 10 from 7 deliveries, so he's made a good start to his innings. Abbas, the Pakistan bowler, bowls little medium paces, not as effective as they perhaps been in the last few games, these Pakistan bowlers. Obviously the wicket was turning and was almost like a 6th day test wicket by the time we finished, but this is a fresh pitch. It's gone again, it's up in the air, he's getting round, could be a good catch, and it is a good catch. Very safe pair of hands out there at Cow Corner. Just got under it a little bit too much, but good to see these UAE players now being positive. I think that's Hashim Ahmed who's gone. Abbas taking the wicket.
Yeah, it looks like Cow Corner's got to be the hot seat here, best fielder out there. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, I think so. I think you want to have someone who's a bit nippy as well. You want to stop those twos. I mean, I've sort of found that if you hit it out into the deep, there's almost a 2 every time, unless you've got a gun fielder and it goes straight to him. So as a batter, it can be quite tiring. If you're really on it, you're running 2s or you're hitting 4s.
Sounds like too much like hard work, to be honest.
You will be knackered after your first game, mate.
I'm knackered already.
So let's get on to more interesting conversation. Let's talk about your beard.
Yeah, that's riveting. That'll keep people coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we love the bearded. We're going to call you the bearded wonder today. I guess you're looking forward to playing with the South Africans. I mean, you've heard a bit about them. They are the loosest team in the competition, and definitely the most energetic. And in true South African style, they're very competitive.
Yeah, on the competitive element, I'm not sure, but on the loose side, I should probably fit in pretty well. I haven't met the lads yet, met management, It's always good to meet management early. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're a good bunch. Play the game hard. They've got some good cricketers, and I think these conditions today will definitely suit them. New batsman into the crease, Pratap Bose. He's just edged that one down to third man. Not Razak, sorry. Change of fielder down here. Basim.
Yeah, that bloke actually moved, so it couldn't be Razak.
Now Razak, I think, does 10 overs, and then he's got a bit of a calf strain at the moment, so I think he's just gone off the field to ice it.
So just a continuation of his first-class career then.
Actually, he hasn't gone off the field. I don't do him justice. He's done a deep square leg, or should we say third man. He's nicked this one again, and this will be four. Even Usain Bolt wasn't getting around to that. So, a little bit wide there from Mr. Abbas. A little bit expensive here. One from 36 off 1.5 overs. Would have been a wide, but got 4 from it. Do you know the wide rule? So if you bowl one wide in the over, you get an extra ball, and then if you bowl a second one, it's counted as 3 runs. So if one wide has been bowled, another one's coming down, best to leave it alone.
So a max of 6 balls in the over then regardless. I have been reliably informed of that this morning.
That's good.
I've been doing a bit of research.
I'd like you to do a bit of research, hey mate?
Got to be prepared.
Absolutely.
Still going to be a fish out of water once I get out there.
No, I think what I find quite interesting is, you still got to get yourself in a little bit, and because the fielders are on the boundary, it's quite nice in the way that even without trying, you can still, tick over. It's a cracking shot. You like that shot, don't you, mate?
Oh, I love it. Get over that side. I'll tell you what, the bloke on the cover boundary hasn't touched the ball yet. I like that. That's probably where I'm going to hang out.
So what you can do is, in the first 4 overs, you can have a power play. So which means you can have 4 on one side of the field and 2 on the other. Obviously, you've got to back your bowler that he knows what he's doing. But if you get a good bowler who can bowl one side of the field, it's quite difficult early on.
Interesting. I'll leave that up to the captain. It's probably a bit too complex for me to execute my first time out.
So when did you get back? How long have you been back in the country?
A day.
Wow. That's a very good effort.
Well, Roscoe and Wayno are very good mates and hugely persuasive. So, once jet lag hasn't kicked in yet or left yet, thought I might as well make the drive up north.
Was that from your Gauteng Joburg days, was it?
From school, from university. So, yeah, it's a long-standing relationship, and Roscoe used to stay at my B&B whenever he cruised down south, so always a pleasure to have him there because you're going to have a drunkard in the house for at least 2 days.
Roscoe? Ah.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
No, he's like your perennial smoker. He's been talking about quitting for 10 years.
Yeah, he was definitely leading the charge on Tuesday night when we had that very tight finish against New Zealand. And boys, let's just say, had a few celebratory beers in the town of Chester. What a place! I mean, really is a fantastic little drinking hole there for you, Nicky boy.
Yeah, I look forward to it. But my experience with Roscoe and Wayne is that they can make a party out of any pub. So it doesn't really matter where you are. But I must say, this last man stands as a concept. It epitomizes these two. A lot of fun. Some of the rules here are born out of the back garden and obviously very engaging. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that it's become such a massive success.
You know what? It's interesting having gone, and you'll probably find that having gone full circle playing professional cricket, where it's been fairly intense for many years. Just watch as a new batsman comes to the crease, and he's got a big, thick edge first ball. Lovely way to get off the mark. And you'll take that. But bowler's got his hands on his hip and doesn't know what he's done wrong, but maybe a little bit wide. Just giving a bit of width at the moment, so just freed the arm slightly.
Tell you what, I feel for these blokes a little bit because they're obviously bowling the ball a little bit wider so they don't get it down the hill with the wind. These UAE guys are finding the edge of the bat quite nicely. You probably want to get third man round a bit, yeah.
Well, as Nick says that, another one goes to third man. I mean, we're looking at about 30 runs that have come through this region. And the other interesting thing, Nick, just thinking about it is, obviously you weren't here in the first 2 or 3 days, but we played on some very roughed up wickets, so the ball became soft pretty quickly, and those sort of edges were probably going a little bit squarer, whereas now the ball look almost brand new, and we're sort of 13 overs in, so the ball's flying off the bat.
Yeah, this outfield looks like it's been smashed by the English summer.
Now he spoons it a bit squarer, but a better ball that, definitely on middle and off there, probably a straighter line to the new batsman, so fine margins though when you're playing 2020 like this. Batsmen are looking to score.
Yep. No, you don't feel for bowlers in 2020 cricket, that is for sure.
Yeah,
so let's get on to your Sri Lanka experience then. Talk to me about the surf down south, because you spend most of your weekends heading down there if you weren't playing cricket.
Yeah, I did. I can't speak more highly of the country. I think the cricket was one thing, but as any opportunity I got in between games to explore the country. I love my camera. I love a surf, and I love the beaches. And my word, were they pretty good. As this one gets hacked over to deep cow corner, fielder runs around, can't get it. So that's another 4. Khan's come in and made a very positive start. 13 or 4 balls. And look, if I'm honest, this UAE team needs to get 200 plus. This Pakistan batting lineup with Abdur Razak are very dangerous. So I think they're going about it the right way here. But yeah, coming back to Sri Lanka, just honestly had a great time. I mean, the guys were very friendly, as you know, and gee, those beaches, I mean, I could go back there any day.
Yeah, no, they are beautiful. And then talk to me about your mode of transport.
Well, I kind of went in between the tuk-tuk, which is a small little car. Those of you listening will know what a tuk-tuk is, particularly our Indian members. That one there has been sort of flat battered over mid-off. It could be fielded. It is fielded. It's a good stop there. Could have made a mess of that. Just limits them to 2. Yeah, a little tuk-tuk, and then when I got down there, I hired a little scooter, got myself around, and yeah, I just winged it. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. Very beachy, very easy way to sort of mess around.
And good way to see the country.
Absolutely. This one goes up. I think it might have a bit of spin on it. They'll look for 2, but just get 1. Keeper can't get round to it. So trying to hit every ball now. And yeah, look, it's one of those where, you don't always get the opportunity to go and play cricket in a foreign country like that, and to actually really explore a country so rich in culture, etc. So, I'd go back again at some point. I'm not sure when, but maybe this winter.
Yeah, I think it's something that both of us would endorse, wouldn't we, for young cricketers, rather than take the easy trip down to Australia. Oh, and they've made a hash of that on that boundary. There should have only been a comfortable 2, and a bit of confusion, and that's rolled over for a boundary. Yeah, the youth today are quite happy to head down to Australia. It's a pretty easy, comfortable holiday stroke cricket experience, but I think most English young cricketers, if they want to get better, to challenge themselves out into those kind of conditions, especially when it comes to playing spin.
That is an absolute ripper of a shot. I'd go as far as to say it's one of the shots of the day. He's got down on one knee, slammed it through extra cover, the vacant position there, and that's gone at a rate of knots for 4. So the UAE really putting their foot down now. They've had a good solid foundation. 138 from 14, up with the 10 runs and over, which is always a decent guide, and on course for 200, which I think will be a very competitive target. But Nick, we speak the same language, mate, and I couldn't agree more. I think nowadays 12-month contracts in county cricket have meant that it's easier for players to stay at home, run around an indoor school, pushing some weights. But really, the place where you learn to bowl, to bat, is obviously out in foreign conditions. Places like Sri Lanka where it's not like home, where you're playing on foreign pitches, and he's just been bowled. Loud little shriek there from the Pakistan bowler, the left-arm spinner, who finds a little way through the bat and pad there. Big wild swing, inside edge onto the back pad, and then dribbles onto the stump. So yeah, a timely wicket there for Pakistan.
Yeah, this guy doesn't look like he's too easy to hit. Sort of low left armour, not much bounce. We've got a bit of a slope running down here, so it looks like it could be pretty effective from the end he's bowling.
Yeah, very much so, and I think you kind of almost need to be aiming straight to mid-on. No turn, ball coming into you, almost like a little left armour that's swinging it in. So easy to to play for spin like he's done there. It's just played down the Bakerloo line, and it was on the Piccadilly, as they say.
It is interesting listening to you commentate, Nicholas, and being so eloquent. The ball goes on the leg side. I've noticed you call it a hack, and if it goes through the offside, you call it a ripper.
I think
it's a bit biased, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit T20 language. I think it's become bad. I should probably, some of the shots though. There's a bit of agriculturalism in this game, isn't there?
I think it's probably spends a little bit too long at the home of cricket. There are both sides of the wicket here, and leg side shots. I'd like to think you'd give them a bit more credit.
Absolutely. That MCC manual, it's a thing of the past, Nick. I'm still playing with a high left elbow.
Yep. There are 2 hands on that bat. They're both allowed to do some work.
Going well. Serious delivery, Our mate Nabs, who's playing for the UAE, is born and raised in Durban. So another South African walks around the boundary here. Oh, and he's given himself some room, and again the bowler Bakari is really coming alive now. A couple of really late wickets here in the game, and these could be absolutely crucial. Still 5 overs left, 142 for 5 now, and just stumbling again, Nick.
Yeah, and I think he's made the same error as the previous batter, trying to get the ball on the offside. It looks like play this guy as an in-swinger rather than a left-arm spinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Even a little fine sweep or try and get over to off stump, and it's also coming down the slope as well. So not a bad option on Tuesday's wicket, where the ball perhaps would have gripped and turned, but today the ball's just going on with the arm.
Yeah, it reminds you a little bit of Shakib Al Hassan from Bangladesh. Low arm, no turn, straight at the stumps.
Yeah, so West Indies, there's a bit of work to do, but who do you play next?
We have a tour of India, which is going to be a challenge, and then we go straight to Bangladesh, so away from home for mere 85 days on the subcontinent.
Wow. Take your baked beans.
The planning process has started.
Lots of protein. I can tell you Nick Pothers's bag will have a lot of protein bars in there. I can tell you that right now. I loves a protein shake and a protein bar.
You've got to find ways around the stumbling blocks. Morning. How are your voice, all right?
A couple of the Saffers have just rolled in, looking a bit bleary-eyed after their day off.
You all right?
Take it there wasn't much sightseeing there. Yeah, we had a compulsory day off yesterday, which I think was much needed, both to rest the legs and of course the heads as well. New batsman, which is Nicholas, the captain, who obviously is back in again, having retired on 53 off 18 balls, so really holding this innings together. It's a tough one for him now, Nick, just to explain that obviously the first guy got 50, he's retired, but they've lost a lot of wickets, so he's back in, and it's a tough one because he wants to keep going with the way that he played, but at the same time there's still 5 overs left, so if he gets out they really are in trouble, and that would be disappointing. So just wondering how you'd go about this.
So 50 is retirement. I thought 25 was retirement.
50.
Wowzers.
But if you get to 25 you can retire, mate. That's great.
If I get to 10 I might be looking to retire. It is a tough one, isn't it? What does he do? Because you're sort of not too sure whether to stick or twist. You need to get a score against this batting lineup, from what I've heard. And being a little bit more conservative probably isn't going to help.
And he's hit that straight up. He's under it. And he's dropped it. It's a huge drop catch there from mid-on. I mean, that went literally to the moon and back again. And look, if there was a wicket and a catch, that was it. Nicholas, who moves on to, I think, 60 now. He's had a cracking game, but this was a really tough catch and just helps to parry it over for 4.
Well, I suppose he's told us how he's going to play.
That's a lovely bit of batting.
Smart.
That really, for me, is a great touch.
Wow. Excellent, come warm up.
Back up, yeah, but
Sorry for the break there. We just had a few comms issues there. But we're back online here. About 4 overs to go now. You can see the batsman Bose is trying to get Nicholas, the 4-man, on strike. Nick just getting acquainted with some of the South African teammates who are coming in now. They've got a really important net practice, which I know Nick's dying to get to.
All over. It's all about preparation. We've discussed this now, Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Nick's arrival because South Africa, they've been good, but they had a disappointing loss to Singapore, which was a real upset, probably the first upset of this tournament. South Africa coming in as one of the favourites, I have to say. And, you know, Nick tends to have a sort of angelic-like touch with the teams that he plays with. So it might just be the impetus that South Africa need going into finals day on Sunday.
Look, I've seen like some of the boys have arrived here after their trip to Liverpool last night, and judging by some of the eyes, I'm not sure if some of them were Chinese or South African.
Those dark glasses are very, very dark on what's quite a cloudy day here. And Nicholas has gone the full hog again, and he's absolutely nailed that. 10 rows back into bush number 10 here.
See, now that excitement over the leg side is what I'm looking for, Nick.
Listen, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's been 3 long days. I've hit a couple of them myself, although I have to say it was with a slightly straighter left arm.
What is telling, though, is that Nicholas has walked in here and hit the left arm spinner, as we've been saying, as an in-swinger over to the leg side. So pretty good strategic move from him.
Yeah, you can still tell it. I mean, he's a good player, Nicholas. He knows the game well. You can see he's got a good cricket head on his shoulders. This could be a poor shot. It's going down to mid-off, and he takes a catch.
Oh, and there's a double play. Oh, see, I get all excited.
Almost a double play. Very correct
there. I want to see this double play. So there was almost a double play, right?
Number 10 started wandering out of his crease there. Now, look, what he could have done.
Now I'm getting the hang of it.
He could have sprinted there and back, and, you know, might have been tight. But if he had got a 2 there, that would have been 2 runs.
That's just an example, right? Because
Absolutely.
Just looking at that shape, I'm not sure he would have made it back for 2.
Probably correct. In fact, you're pretty definitely correct there. I think that would have been very poor if there'd been a double play. There was still 3 overs to go, and Nicholas on 70.
I think I've got it in my mind that when I leave here tomorrow, if I see a double play, my week would have been complete.
I'd like to see actually, I have seen a double play, and I tell you what, it was done by... Who was the double play done by? Andy Solomons from Sri Lanka, who took a blinding catch and then had 1 wicket to aim at and nailed it down. And it was probably the best bit of individual piece of cricket we've seen.
See, that's got to be tough to beat. That's got to be number 1 in the highlights package, surely.
Yeah. That or my 6 over extra cover.
Oh, here we go. At this point, I think we've got to end the commentary because it's going downhill quickly.
Yeah, Wayne was just talking about my 6 over extra cover there. Oh, there's another bit of a tussle there from the bowler. The bowler's very into this. He's actually been the pick of the bowlers. 3 overs for 28 off his 4 overs, which is an excellent return for the left arm of Bakari. Saluting his fans as he leaves and exits his spell. Only 2 overs left now.
There's a lot of action in that over because that over seemed like it was about 12 balls, not 5.
Yeah, it did seem like a long over. A couple of wickets fell. Wayne, I'm just talking, Nick, through my 6 over extra cover, which you did say was one of the best shots you've seen in this tournament.
That was your first mistake.
Nothing like just a bit of self-confidence before a big day today.
Now, you told me this is 8-a-side, but I've seen about 27 South Africans walk past me. Is there a reason for this?
Biggest squad in the tournament, these Saffers. They've come over in their droves.
With the weakest currency.
Here come the main oaks from Joburg and Pretoria. No, he's 1 minute he's from Pretoria, next minute he's from Cape Town.
Batting.
So the two form batters in here. So we're going to head over to the South Africa, the Australia-Singapore game, which is going on at the other field. Obviously a really big game. So we're going to head over there and give you a bit of an update in a minute and leave you with Wayne to continue to the end of this game.
So thanks to Nick Pothers and Nick Compton for a great piece of insight into Nick's coaching in the West Indies and also into their approach to the LMS format. They're heading across to pitch 2. Got Bjorn Briggs in the commentary box with me. Bjorn, in a minute or two, could you just get me an update on the Singapore versus Australia game? That's a crunch match in Pool B. Whoever wins that, whoever loses that is going to really find it tough to get through to the knockout stages.
Australia wouldn't have seen that coming, Wayno. One of the favourites coming into the tournament.
So you got the scorecard up there. For those of you who are following lastmanstands.com live scores, you can follow the game live yourself, but Bjorn's going to update you.
Still quite an even contest at the moment. Australia 77 for 2 after 9 overs. Had a good knock by Nathan Tyrrell, 43 of 24. And Srinivasan got 23 from 17, opening up the batting. Matt Angus was bowled by Singh for 8 runs, and Marty Henderson, the legend, has just come to the crease and he hasn't faced the ball yet.
So this is, we're going into the final over here. Deepak Nicholas playing a blinder. Captain, leading from the front.
Big character, Nicholas, and leads by example. Lives for the big moments, and he needs to finish off the final over here with more good batting and a couple sixes.
And for those Australian viewers and Singapore viewers, there'll be some live footage of your game coming soon. As the interval of this game, we're going to have our roaming camera to pitch 2 and we're going to commentate on that game for a while. But before we do that, Nick Pothers and Nick Compton will be interviewing a few of the Australian batsmen on the sidelines.
Dropped it short and he's missed out on that one, just losing his balance. Khan. Khan's batted well, he's on 55 from 43, but a shame he didn't get some bat on that to get Nicholas on strike. It's another dot ball, not going the way of UAE this final over.
The South African boys are in the nets. They take on Sri Lanka in a top of the table clash. Nick Pothers is going to be introduced to his boys in the net soon, and he's going to be giving them some great tips. As you heard Nick Compton say earlier, probably one of the best coaches going around at the moment. So how lucky the South African players are to have him in their ranks for this tournament, Bjorn.
Unbelievable privilege for the guys, and they're super pumped to learn and absorb as much as they can from Nick. He's been all around the world coaching some of the best players, and they're really in for a treat. It's a luxury for the team, and they're looking forward to it. I think they can only go from strength to strength with Nick now joining the squad for the last couple pool games.
Deepak, 2 balls to go. What can he do? Oh, swing and a miss. 4 byes. That's going to go for 4.
Keeper following the bat instead of the ball. Should have had that one. Bowler unhappy. That should have been his 3rd dot of the over. He's bowled really well. Unlucky with that.
So we've seen a home run or two in this tournament already, and we've seen how influential they are. We talk about momentum going into the second innings, but there's nothing more powerful than a home run of the last delivery. On cue, he's done it! Home run!
And that's in the lock, ladies and gentlemen. That is a massive hit. An absolutely cracking shot. What an innings by Nicholas. 72 runs from just 28 balls. That is a captain's knock. Best batting from a captain so far this tournament, one would say. He's really given UAE a chance, a real fighting chance of defending that total against a rampant Pakistan shot.
That would have been a home run at the Yankee Stadium. That was huge.
Tanvir is going to go and try and find that ball, but let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is not coming back. It is in the lock. It's in one of the boats that's floating down, and we won't see that ball again. It is gone.
So Deepak's going to be proud of that. I was speaking to the UAE boys this morning. They're telling us how family back home in India, UAE and Pakistan were following this game. They said they feel like they're celebrities at the moment, which is great. Great to see these guys. A lot of them from the Roaring Lions team in Dubai. Look at Deepak, big smile on his face.
Big grin. He's and he should be smiling. What a knock. He's proud of himself. So 84 runs there from 29 balls. 6 fours and 7 sixes. Strike rate of 289. Unbelievable.
Showing the bat sponsor's name there. Nick Compton applauded him off. So those viewers from Australia and Singapore, not long now before we give you a bit of live action from that field. Australia 85 for 2 after 10. Marty Henderson, he's with Nathan Terrell. Terrell close to his 50. We just look at the scorecard here. Shiraz Khan, he started slow. To be fair, we probably didn't give him enough credit, but he came back strongly there, finishing up with 56 from 45 after being 21 of 28 at one stage. But he's definitely justified his slowish start because he's given the team a platform, and he's obviously retired, and a lovely partnership up front and at the back end with Deepak Nicholas with 84 from 29. That's almost as good as Nigel Collins' 93 of 29 the other day.
Great knock, and just shows the importance of batting partnerships there. One person rotating the strike and the other going for the big shots works well. And shortly we're going to be switching over to Nick Compton, who's going to be interviewing some of the Singapore lads and the Australian players with Nick Potters. Australia 88 for 2 from 10.3 overs.
We know Pete Bowman will definitely be watching this footage. Pete, there might even be one or two boys from Canberra or Newcastle appearing soon. We hope everything's well in Canberra there, bud.
So we've just seen a really good finish there from the UAE against Pakistan. They amassed a good 185. So looking forward to a cracking second innings here. But on the other pitch here, pitch 2, we've got a big game. Australia are playing Singapore on Singapore Day. So a big day for Singapore. But I've got Matt, one of the Australian players here. Matt, going okay at the moment?
Yeah, it started out pretty well. We've got a few runs on the board. We're going just over 8 and over. It is going to be a very big scoring pitch, we believe, and the pitch is offering quite a lot for the bowlers, so it's anybody's game at the moment. We've just got to keep cracking on. Nathan's putting a lot on the board for us over the back here, and we hope he can get himself back in the shed.
Really want to win this game, mate. Just to get those points up and get yourselves firmly in control.
Oh, look, losing the first game, we knew it was match win every game from there on, and that's the way we've attacked it. So no matter who it was, we've got to respect every ball, every player, and every team. So it's a win for today, win for tomorrow, and we're through.
Well, we've got an Englishman, an Aussie, and a South African. Yeah, I'm going to bring my good mate Nick Pothis, who's come up the motorway. He's been in the West Indies. Big game tomorrow, South Africa, Australia. Going to be a lot of niggle in that one, eh, mate?
You're English now, are you? Okay. Nigel, no, not at all. Not at all. I've only just got up here. I'm trying to stay out of trouble, get into the swing of things. But I think South Africa against Australia there's always a little bit of niggle, isn't there? It's just the way it's got to be.
Of course there is, eh, Matt? I mean, you guys want to get one over these cocky South Africans.
There'll be more than a little.
Look, excitingly, I think the niggle will start probably in the bar after these games here. So we'll get in the bar and have a few drinks pre-game, and then see how we get on tomorrow.
Oh, great. I think, look, guys, if you're going to come and watch a game tomorrow, Australia, South Africa is the big showcase game. We've got Australia on to 89 now for 11 overs. Need to have a strong finish to put a competitive total against a good Singapore team. But we're going to head back to UAE, are about to play against Pakistan. The second innings, Abdur Razak, man of the moment, who I think we should watch this because he can hit some big sixes. So back to you guys.
Great to see the colours of Australia, England and South Africa alongside each other there. Sure, all the guys in Australia would have enjoyed that interview. And we've actually got the Australia scorecard up here now. Obviously we're not going to have a 5-camera production like we got in the main field, but it's great for the people in Singapore and Australia to get a bit of this action live here.
Great contest here between Singapore and Australia. Who would have thought the powerhouse of Australia would have a competitive game against Singapore? Amazing stuff, and it's a must-win game for both teams.
And Terrell's just retired. The scorecard will be updated soon as Marty Henderson goes straight down the ground.
He's batting with Ziad Abbas, one of the crowd favourites, a real gent and a fun guy around the fields. Very popular with all the teams. Ziad is.
Is that because he's just big and they're nervous of him, or is he actually a nice guy as well?
I'm nervous about him, but no, he's a nice guy. He's really friendly, shakes everyone's hands. He's just a good guy.
And he's a gentle giant and added a lot to the Australian team. He's one of those guys. We saw the one game when he was left off. He was carrying the water bottles around the field, and a real good guy to have in your team, not only on the pitch but also on a night out.
Marty Henderson definitely benefits from having him around on a night out.
So this is a crunch game. Both teams have won 2 from their 3. Obviously next up on this field is Sri Lanka versus South Africa, and both those teams are going well, although South Africa have also lost one. They lost to Singapore, which has kept this group wide open. Still 5 teams that can qualify for the knockout stages.
Now we've got Sri Lanka on 26 points, South Africa on 22, and Australia on 20, tied with Singapore on 20.
Heaved away onto the leg side by Abbas. It's a huge boundary on the onside there. For those of you who don't know, pitch 2, very short straight boundaries. But it's an enormous boundary to the right-handers onside. That's why you see the spin, the off-spin bowling now. Marty Henderson played a great knock for his country in the previous match against the USA guys. Chandapur played in that game, and it was great to see Marty being given the captaincy armband for that game. I don't know if you saw his post-match interview, Beyond, but he attributed the win from Australia to AJ's 3 daughters. It was a great gesture from Marty Henderson.
Special stuff, Wayno.
So Murugundan.
That's a wide down the leg.
Second over. It's only gone for 6 runs off his 8 deliveries. So Australia are going to need to find a way to get him away. Abbas has gone long, but it's a huge boundary out there. Fielder's under it. Swirling. Oh, it's dropped him.
always going to be difficult out there. It's 70 odd meters from the bat there. A big hit, but still Ziad couldn't clear the ropes there. That's how big the boundary is.
Obviously, guys, we've only got one camera out there, so you're not going to get the same insight into the game from a camera point of view as you get in the main field, but I know everyone in Singapore and Australia will just be enjoying having the opportunity to get a glimpse of some of their countrymen and how they're getting along in that game. Obviously, the live scorecard will be going throughout the game, so you can keep an eye on that. We'll be crossing back to Pakistan versus UAE shortly. Abdul Razak, there's no doubt he's going to open the batting. You don't chase down 185 without a game plan up front, and their game plan is going to revolve around Abdul Razak hitting the ball and hitting it long. You just see a scorecard. Terrell, Nathan going well. They're 50 from 31. The boys in Wollongong will be very chuffed with that result.
Australia will be happy with their score going into the last 7 overs. 104 for 2 after 13. They'll be looking to add another 70 odd runs at least, one would say, on that second oval.
So watch Marty Henderson, yeah. Oh, we're back with Abdul Razak. So 2 greats of cricket there, Marty Henderson, and then we've had Abdul Razak. Plenty of talent on display here. 2 big names on display, one on each field.
Marty Henderson will be wanting to have a highlights of that. His name mentioned in the same breath as Abdul Razak. What an honour.
And honour for Abdul Razak as well.
A couple of years ago, Marty told me a story. Well, he told me a story about a couple of years ago when he was speaking to AJ, and he said to him, "I'm going to play for Australia," and it's finally happened. And he says it's all thanks to AJ, and it's a dream of his. And little did he know it's going to come true, and that he'll be playing along the likes of Marcus North and against players like Abdul Razak. And it really is a special time for these players, and they're soaking it up and stepping up their game.
So Bhatti, he's on strike. He's been one of the finds of this tournament. He didn't pick up any wickets today, but in his previous 3 games, picked up 11 wickets from 12 overs. He's played the anchor role with the bat to Razak in this tournament.
Navs needs to find his line and length here. Much better delivery, a big shout.
Well, UAE have come out with the game plan here. They determined here to get their first win of the tournament. They've given themselves a great chance, posting 185.
It's important for the UAE, if they are going to get this win, that they do the basics right. Get good field settings and bowlers bowl in the channel.
For those of you on the live feed, we want to hear from you. Dave Terrell, I'm sure he's the brother of Nathan, says well done, Nathan. That could be out. No, just into the gap between third man and deep backward point.
One bounce 4.
I think he just opened the face there.
Razak continues with his power, aggressive batting. He's not going to die wondering about this score.
So Razak has got the brand new co-branded LMS Bass range.
Seems to like the bat.
Not sure the chairman's housed it. Miss hit. Hashim. Hashim's taken him.
What an unbelievable catch. And they're going for the double play.
Hashim, is an unbelievable catch from Hashim as Deepak Nicholas comes around to celebrate.
This could be happening. It could be happening for UAE. It's all set up. They've got the big wicket that they wanted. Razak departs. Didn't quite time that one. The bat slightly turning in his hands there as he struck it. Could we be on for another upset here, Wayne?
This is going to make it interesting. It just shows one team undefeated, one team yet to get a win. And you would actually put the UAE boys slight favourites here. Getting the Abdul Razak, the big hitting Abdul Razak out. He started with 250s and then his last 2 innings is held out in the exact same spot at mid-on. So great awareness by the skipper, Nicholas, getting his best field at mid-on.
They're doing the basics right, and they can't do any more than take their catches, bowl in the channels, and give it their all, and give themselves a chance here.
I've just seen on pitch 2, a bus has just hit a monster. Should be a bit of a delay on that field. They've just thrown on a new ball. So for those who wanted to watch the Singapore-Australia game, obviously we can't show that game live, but at the end of this innings we'll be crossing over again, but you can follow the scores on lastmanstands.com live scores.
What a shot to get off the mark, just punches it to the covers. It's good stuff from the first over from Nav. Be happy with that. 8 off it, and the wicket, the big wicket of Abdul Razak.
And it's really hotting up on pitch 2. Abbas has gone again, 2 sixes in a row. So as Nick Compton said earlier, this is moving day. It's like a major in golf, except it's day 4. Day 4 is the moving day. You want to be in a position to get your side a chance of winning the group stage, which will mean straight into in the semi-final. But if you can't do that, then you need to be in the top 2 or 3 positions to get a quarter-final match.
England's side will be very happy with this. They had the boys were telling me that they thought Pakistan was the strongest outfit, so I'm sure they'll be happy with them if UAE can knock them over, so that anyone can be beaten in this game of cricket. It's going to be overthrows. Deepak cuts it off.
That's the advantage of 2 players backing up. Good from Nicholas and Hashim.
UAE pumped for this game.
Shaukat Ali is asking us to update him with the tournament rules. We'll do so in a second, Ali.
You can start with the wide one there, Wayne.
So the first wide's like normal cricket, 1 run plus an extra ball. But then if you repeat any penalty ball or wide or no ball, it's not re-bowled, but it's a penalty of 3. There's only 8 players in last man stand, so 3 fielders on each side of the wickets. The first 4 overs you can set a 4-2 field, and that's the same for the last 2 overs. As we watch Amir Khan continue.
And that one's 3 there. That's the second wide of the over. That's costly for UAE. They really can't afford that.
You don't want to be giving the team early doors easy runs. You want to make them make the play, put the pressure on them. When the 7th wicket falls in last man stands, last man bats on his own with no runners. It's cut away down to 3rd man.
Oh, unlucky bounce. It's turning into a good over for Pakistan. Six off it already.
It's good to see our backroom staff in last man stands, Canberra, posting the rules. Thank you, Pete. You can have an eye on the rules, lastmanstands.com/rules. Shaukat, please tell us so far what's your favourite rule.
Good shout. Umpire signals leg byes. That's 4 extras. Really good over for Pakistan, that. Score now 22 for 1 after 2. It's a massive over.
William Blackie has joined the live feed and he's asking us in the commentary box for a prediction on this match. As things stand, Pakistan ahead on the run rate, but they have lost the early wicket of Abdul Razak. And it's interesting to see a power play being taken here. 4-2 field. They're all going on leg side. I think they're worried about the big hitting left-hander here.
Interesting move to have everyone on the leg side.
Vacant third man. He can't give any width now. You see, he's worried about that. That's the one danger of bowling a 4-2 field. You've got to have the bowler to have the control to do that.
And it's still, I mean, it's the third over. The ball's still getting a bit of shape. And that just slides down, well down the leg side. Easy decision for the umpire. I prefer when power plays, unless you're a spinner, really I think the offside power play is the better option, but with the left-hander maybe trying something different.
I think there's two reasons for it. He's swinging it in, and then it's running away down the hill, and there's a very small boundary, but that's the only reason I can think of. But I genuinely agree with you. If you're going to do it, it's usually with the 4-2 offside. It's easier from a captain's point of view.
They've also got a very wide fine leg there, Wayne. Possibly could have him a bit finer.
That's where you want to bowl it. That's where you want to bowl it. Mid-off, coming in. Extra cover was slow to react there.
Much better bowling by Nav.
So that's where he should be going, looking to go most deliveries. I think PJ could probably come 5 off on the cover point boundary. It's uphill and it's a massive hit there.
It's a big hit.
He's done so now. The fielder looks a lot better on this ball now. Oh, and there's the third man, vacant. So Deepak's made a play here. Hasn't quite worked, but always good to see captains thinking.
Making some changes here. Just been too expensive. Not enough pressure on the batsman there with the power play, I don't think. Possibly 4 on the offside would have been better, and coming around the wicket. Nav just now got a regulation field with mid-off, cover and third man. Fine leg still fairly wide, and you've got a mid-wicket on the fence. And long on. And that is over long on, and that is 6. Into the cricket nets, and a huge 6. Now just slightly too full and on the legs there. And he's just punched that. Strong wrists and good timing. Kept his head still. Nav going for about 16 runs this over already. 1 ball to come. Oh, it's a great delivery. Much better. Better length there. Tucked him up, but good running from Pakistan. Field is still probably a bit too deep. Score now is 41 runs for 1 after 3 overs. We've got the final over of the power play.
So there's some great games coming on. The main oval. Next game, Sri Lanka versus South Africa. We're also going to see Wales take on USA. I'm fortunate enough to be part of the LMS Wales WhatsApp group. And I've just seen a note from Gareth Williams saying, what a way to spend my 5th wedding anniversary, playing against Chandapal.
What a pleasure to play with all these superstars of the game that have been great servants to cricket around the world over the years. Chandapal's always been one of my personal favourites to watch him bat, and his mental strength and ability to score runs against the best bowlers. Got a change of bowler here, Wayno. Deepak Nicholas, the captain's coming on to try and bowl some offies here.
Yeah, watch for the one that he just pushes out the front of his chest, like the shot put delivery.
It's a slight top edge there, but it has travelled, and that's just short of the river there. 6 runs. Pakistan in rampant form at the moment. That takes them to 48, just 2 short of 50.
I'm surprised they haven't bowled Bose yet. A fast seamer, 2 left-handers on strike, short boundary on the leg side. You want to bring the offside into play, and I know Bose he's got good control, good pace. Going to be not as easy to hit the ball leg side when Bose bowls.
Oh, there's the shot put. Good change up there from Deepak as well, coming around the wicket. I think that's a better line angle for him to work with a short boundary on the leg side. Right-hander Bhatti on strike now. He's on 26, 27. Ahmed is on 10 off 8 and Bhatti's on 27 off 10. Fielding.
Dropping it short to the right-hander is less of a cardinal sin on this ground than it is to the left-hander. The top edge.
A lot of work to do.
Just misjudged that out there.
It's a difficult one because it was right between the 2 fielders and both could have got there, and possibly the mid-wicket should have taken that catch. He was a bit closer to the ball.
It's great to see Nick Pothers in the nets with the South African guys. There's going to be a special moment for the South African guys. Not sure if some of the youngsters in the South African side would have even seen Nick Pothers play, but Nick was known for his grit, his determination.
During the period, someone was saying, I haven't had a chance to have a look at the stats, but he had one of the highest strike rates for South Africa during just below Lance Klusener's Deepak Nicholas. Join us.
82 of 23, 29 balls. Talk us through it quickly.
Oh, it was do or die match. Been lacking form for some time, but great to come back into the game, and I hope we do better this match.
Okay, and when's Bose going to be bowling?
He will come in next.
Okay, cool.
I'll just run it.
Okay, cheers, bye.
Thanks, Deepak. Awesome insight there for the UAE captain.
For those of you who haven't seen the knock earlier, it was some of the cleanest hitting so far of this tournament. Definitely want to watch the highlights of that first innings. If he was in a head-to-head boxing match with Abdul Khan, I think he might have... Abdul Razak, sorry, I think he might have come out tops there.
It's a great shot. Dropped it short there, as Wayne was saying. Against the left-hander, you don't want to be dropping it short. Leg side boundary for them is very short. Easy to hit away for 6. He made it look easy.
Let's see, Fatty just waiting on the back foot for that one. You've got to go full and off stump here. That's the line.
Good fielding from Deepak there. Coming in quickly off the boundary. It's just the one there.
We've already seen a top edge to the full delivery here. So yes, of course, there's still the chance the slog sweep can clear the rope for that line, but much more high risk.
Left hand, right hand, causing a few problems for the bowlers. That one's wide down the leg. Ahmed on 13 from 11. He's playing more of a holding role, but that'll be 4. Takes him to 17. Strike rate of 141. South African boys there with Nick Compton after their team chat. Still having a few warm-ups in the nets. Well bowled.
So Bjorn, have you got any knowledge on the South African side? Will Nick Compton be keeping? Will he be bowling some of his right arm fast?
It's a bit like the weather in Chester, Wayno. I get told things are going to happen, and then on the day it's a completely different team, turns out. But the word on the street is that he's going to be coming at number 3 and will be keeping. So I think that's going to be an amazing experience for us to watch. He really was a class act for South Africa and the Lions and Hampshire, and now as a coach on the international circuit, appeal there for stumping, but Lewis, the umpire, shakes his head.
So Lewis Davies, he's had a great tournament as an umpire.
Oh, and the key tidy work from the keeper. Bounces off and straight onto the stumps, but good decision from him.
I think he just got his heel back. Do you agree with us? If you're watching this game back home in Pakistan or Dubai or Abu Dhabi, send us your thoughts there.
That was a great ball from Hasim there. Really rushed the batsman and almost got through the gate.
So just an update. Pitch 2. Australia going well now. 165 for 3. That a pass. 36 from 24. Sam Lang. 11 from 4. Coming in number 6. I don't think these last few balls there are going to be key.
Oh, what a delivery. 3 good balls in a row from Nicholas.
We're commentating on this game, but for the Australia and Singapore viewers, we'll talk you through our angle of this Singapore-Australia game as well. He's gone in, he's given him!
And there's a cartwheel out for Deepak. What a game he's having. That was really real good pressure. I just mentioned before that he bowled 3 good ones in a row, and that was the 4th.
The bus looks like he's got another boundary there on pitch 2. Uppercut.
Just have a look at that replay, and for me that looked like it was hitting middle stump. He can't be too disappointed with that decision from the umpire. Let's see the height. It's hit him right at the bottom. He got a good stride in, but that was hitting middle of middle.
There's the 3 reds. Stick with your original decision. And the bus has just gone for 6. Hit another 6 on pitch 2.
Oh, Wayne, what's the total there for Australia at the moment?
It's now moves on to 176 with 1 ball to go. We've just seen a home run in this innings. If you're wanting to find a home run from somewhere and you'd pick a man in the Australian side to do it, it's definitely be a bus. Bowler comes in.
Oh, he's bowled it full, risky.
It should be just 2. So Australia will finish on 178 out there.
That's a boundary, Wayne. Gone for 4, but
180. So Mela comes in for Pakistan. Yeah, talking about big levers. This man's got huge levers. And Deepak Nicholas has had the best celebration of the tournament so far.
He's going to get the celebration. He's going to get player of the day today. And folks, with the Singapore-Australia match, just remember, Singapore chased down 200 against the South Africans, so they'll be very happy with that performance.
So beyond, I just want to correct you there, but I think, not sure where you, maybe that isn't your trick.
That was against Wales. They chased, it was Wales, I think.
Yeah, they were 140, but still, nonetheless,
140 against the South Africans, and a good victory.
They've got a strong batting lineup with Manpreet Singh leading from the front there. They don't have a marquee player, but Manpreet Singh has quickly developed into that role. Hashim going well here. That's the right line to the left-handed Bakari, the man they call the mouth from the east.
Fastest mouth in the east.
Fastest mouth in the east. Given to him by the man Ali, South Punjab franchise owner.
Australia will be looking to get rid of Manpreet Singh. He's been one of the standout batsmen of the tournament.
180 on the back pitch. Pete Bowman's asking, is that enough? Good total. I think that's exactly par. Slightly smaller field there. Australia's strength actually been the bowling, I think, so far in this tournament. Very, very disciplined attack, but Singapore do have the batsmen to chase that down. I put Australia slight favourites there, but it'll all depend on the top four for the Singapore side. And on that pitch early in the tournament, just a correction to announcement earlier, it was 144 they chased down. Manpreet Singh scoring 20 of those on his own. Under the last man stands rule. We look at the bowling figures. Deepak Nicholas having a good game, yeah. Only gone for 12 of his 2 overs. The pick of the bowlers so far.
Oh, it's another good delivery. Could be a wicket. Is he going to get there?
Oh, that kid has dropped him.
Could be costly.
So Bakari, not quite timing that. You can see he was eyeing the short boundary. But Nicholas making sure he gets the ball right under his nose, spinning away. The skipper's having a good game here.
He's in good rhythm with the ball. Getting good loop and turn and bounce. Difficult batting out there for Bakri. And he's looking to push and get off strike at the moment.
Navs at the mid-off boundary just in front of us shouting dot balls are gold. Couldn't agree with you more, Navs. But that's not a dot ball. Unfortunately, that's 6 of the best.
Pakistan now need 108 runs from 61 balls. .108 from 61.
Nabs likes his stats such as asked how many, what's the runs to balls calculation?
Well bowled again from Nicholas, another dot ball, coming back strongly after that. 6 was hit. 78 for 2 after 8 overs. 9 and over from here on in. Pakistan will be happy with that. And the UAE side need to take their chances and their half chances.
For the viewers in Australia and Singapore watching this game, we know it's starting to get on into the later hours of the evening in Australia. but it's definitely worth staying tuned, because as this game finishes, we'll be sending our camera across to pitch 2 to see some of the last few overs of that game before the Sri Lanka-South African game starts on pitch 2. You will be able to see some of the live feed. Oh, Deepak, you can't keep him out the game.
And he's giving a fist pump there.
What a catch, and what a game Nicholas is having here.
Oh, we're going to see the cartwheel. No, just the just the raising of the fist there, and what a game he's having. Unbelievable stuff. Can't keep him out.
And the man of the match adjudicators have already written his name down.
He just looks so confident under this catch there. Didn't think he was going to drop it for a second.
His confidence will be at an all-time high. 84 early off about 29 balls. 2 wickets for nothing in his 3 overs.
I haven't seen a lot of him play. It's my first game that I've watched him have the full match, and he really has been impressive. He's a solid cricketer.
We're going to get Navs to come in here and talk us through this catch from his skipper. Navs? Yeah. I'm going to have a chat, but tell us about the game Deepak's having here.
Oh, unbelievable. It's great that the skipper stepped up. It's about time he came right with the bat, to be fair. He's an unbelievable batter. Scored a record in the UAE not too long ago, 6 sixes in a league game. So yeah, grand that he's come off.
And do you think you could be in the action yet long on at some point?
Absolutely.
And
key positions, key fielders, you know.
Very good. So you're not under any pressure now, but if it comes under, the ball comes to you, you think you're going to be confident in taking it?
As long as you get a snap of me with your phone while I'm doing it.
Good stuff, good luck, but cheers.
What a character, what a player. So much fun out here for the players, on and off the field, and Naz, another one of the crowd favourites. That's clever cricket there. They're going to get an easy 2 here, possibly a boundary.
Alex Craig, the groundsman, had his mower out early this morning, cut in the field. The outfield's probably even quicker than it was on the first 3 days, as demonstrated there. That's slightly uphill, and it's still raced away for 4. Shouts of catch. Just falls short of Bosey on the boundary there.
That's a better bowling there. Wasn't quite short enough to play that shot, and he did well to get it away. We've been unlucky to get a boundary off that shot, off that ball. Few field placements being changed here. Another good delivery.
Oh, that was very well bowled by Hashim. Beautiful action, Hashim. More of a classical action compared to his skipper.
A quicker one. Words of encouragement from Nav to his skipper. Nicholas comes on to bowl. He's bowled 3 for 20, just the 1 wicket, going at 6.6 and over economy rate. He'll be looking to pick up another stick here. Wickets are vital for UAE if they're going to win this match. 101 required from 55 balls, so really is in the balance at the moment. 1 more wicket and you'd say UAE are favourites for this match.
And they know that, and they've brought in a slip. Oh, this is great captaincy from Deepak. Great batting, great bowling, great catch, and now good captaincy.
We've also got the cover in, which is very, very aggressive.
Pakistan haven't seen this throughout the tournament.
Appeal for caught behind.
Oh, he's given him! Deepak applying the pressure.
UAE are ecstatic, and that puts them in the pound seat now going forward.
Should we watch this here?
Looks like he got a slight feather on it, but without the super slow-mo and the zoom in, it's very difficult to say. Batsman not happy, but there was definitely a slight noise there.
Just watch from this angle here. He hasn't hit the ground. There was a noise, we could hear it from here. Only noise that could have been was the outside of the edge, in my opinion. But
it's such a tough one. I think the umpire's got to go with his gut there, and the fielding side definitely have no doubts in their mind about that. Really good appeal, all went up in unison. So
we've got the soft signal from Navs at long off as well. He thought that was out. Yeah, Deepak, he's now clearly the man of the match, and we're going to give him his award in the 15th over.
Abbas Khan comes to the strike. New batsman.
And now Deepak even deciding to bowl a leg spinner.
He's missed a trick there. His fielder's in again, going for the wicket, and he's just eased that into the covers for 4.
Yeah, he's trying things yet. He knows another wicket will put Pakistan right on the back foot. They've already got pressure from a wicket's point of view here. Their run rate's fine. No problems with that. They're on the run rate. But another wicket here will really... Talking of wickets, Australia have just picked up a wicket on pitch 2.
Oh, good bowling. It's 89 for 4. So wicket 89 for 5. Most of the top order batsmen in the hat. It's what Deepak Nicholas is hoping for.
He's bowling off spin, leg spin, taking catches, setting good fields.
Just 24 runs from Deepak's 4 overs and the 1 stick. Cutting rate of 6. Worked that out by myself, thanks. Really good bowling. That's a 10 over mark. We're going to switch ends. It'll be interesting to see what tactics Deepak employs now. If he's still going to be aggressive with his field settings.
As you see on pitch 2, Mambia Singh, he was bowled to Connell. Not the first person to be bowled by Connell in this tournament, and won't be the last. Just the breakthrough Australia needed early doors there. So Bukhari, the fastest mouth from the east. He's going to need a quick fire 50 here.
Trying to work that to third man, and lucky to get away with not nicking it. Didn't move his feet well there. It's a dot ball.
Tabbed away. Clever shot.
Asking for the slip.
So the Pakistani team full of characters. The man on strike here now is definitely one of their men with charisma in this side. Great sense of humour. And he can play a bit as well.
Important period, this next 5 overs for both teams, Pakistan and UAE. Little lull in the field now. It's quite quiet. Everyone's concentrating really hard, making sure they're in the right positions. One down to mid-off. Pakistan edge closer to 100. Now 95 for 4. There'll be a boundary.
So Bakari just moving the field around, yeah. This is a really intelligent knock. Few dabs backward behind square. He got the field change and decided to come down the wicket, try to get on the full, create a half volley for himself and slashed it through the vacant extra cover region. Pakistan will still feel like they have got this game in control. Khan, the skipper at the crease. He's got the number 11 on his back. He's part of the team that won the Premier League in Pakistan. He's also a semi-finalist in the World Champs, so he'll know a bit about LMS pressure. And he'll be looking to keep his team's unbeaten record, yeah.
That's the 100 up for Pakistan. They're 102 for 4.
So there's an interesting period of the game here. The middle overs. The run rate required. Still in a comfortable position. It's the wickets in hand that are more of the issue here. Beyond, obviously we know we've got UAE versus Pakistan on this field. We've got Singapore versus Australia on the back pitch. Could you tell me what games are to still come on this field, the main oval today? Oh, he's bowled him!
He's bowled him. Let's have a quick look at this first, Wayno. See if we can get a highlights of that. Just rushed him for pace. That's a really important wicket for the UAE, as Pakistan were just kind of settling into a rhythm there, working the ball around and chipping away at the total. And I think they're in trouble now. I think that's the wicket that they needed. It still is a batsman's game. Anything can happen, but I think UAE just got the edge now.
Yeah, there's a slight quicker one by PJ there. Just rushed him.
Probably should have gone forward to it. He's happy with that. Look at that celebration. He had an outstanding knock on Tuesday where he made 44 from 44 deliveries as last man stands. And he'll be happy to pick up that wicket. So yeah, we've got some mouth-watering matches up on Oval 1 at 12:15 local time. It's South Africa versus Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka with Mendes.
Sri Lanka with Mendes and South Africa now with Pothers, the first time he's joined the side. So hopefully you'll get to see a class batsman in action, and up against Mendes will be interesting as a bowler.
And Nick Pothers spent a lot of time coaching the Sri Lankan national team, so
he should know. Hopefully he's giving the South Africans all the insider tips.
Yeah, he'll know about Solomons, he'll know about Mendes.
At 3 o'clock it's the USA versus Wales, which will also be a cracking match. I think they're two evenly matched teams.
Anyone to watch out for in the USA side?
Let's watch this delivery. Apurva Nair is always useful with the ball. And with the bat, we've got Chandapal, who's made a couple runs for the side. And obviously an unbelievable talent, but he hasn't really kicked on and showed his true talent. So I'm thinking today's the day that he's going to make a real quick 50 for the side. So that should be exciting.
And the Welsh side will have David Hurst joining them again. David Hurst could be considered the marquee player for Wales, although he got castled by Jake O'Connell early in this tournament. But David Hurst played Cheshire minor counties. He's a really good player. They've got Dion Holder. He can play a bit as well.
So it's two evenly matched sides. I think it will be go down to the wire. And the match of the day at 5:45 is England versus India. I think England will be missing Nick Compton in that match.
Have they dropped him or they're just giving him a rest?
I think they're resting him. He's not as fit and nimble as he used to be.
Just seen a drop catch on this pitch too. Australia vs Singapore. Could that come back to haunt them?
India will be with Wasim Jaffer, who's been a revelation for the side since he joined the squad. And India will need to win that game against a rampant, unbeaten England side.
Yeah, England with the fastest bowler in the tournament in Adil Khan.
He's got some serious wheels in him.
Yeah, it was good to see Adil passing on some of his bowling knowledge to a young David Nielsen Scott in the net. So it's good to see the England team coming together, not only off the field but on the field. Great team spirit.
Any chance of an upset with England-India?
I'm not even sure you can pick a favourites from that game with Wasim Jaffer going like he's going and Nick Compton taking a break. In this match, that's an even contest. I think England will have the slightly better fielding and bowling unit, but India have got some firepower in their batting. It's whether or not they can do it in the field. That's the question marks around the Indian team.
They had a poor start to the tournament, but since Wasim Jaffer's joined them, been a different team.
Yeah, so Pakistan, they move on to 108. Got about 38 balls left in this match.
Bukhari now the key for Pakistan.
Yeah, and he'll know it. And he'll actually enjoy this position.
Batted within himself. He's on 24 after 18. He's normally got a higher strike rate than that, but he's adjusting to the situation here. I think he's doing the right thing. He will need a kick on. But if he can make a 50 here, Pakistan will have their best chance of winning the match. What a shot. Didn't quite get hold of it, and the fielders fumbled it, and he should have stopped that one.
But good run in for Muzian. A lot of credit to him there, because there was potentially a chance of a run out if he, coming back to the non-striker's end, but he's forced the error on the fielder there. So Singapore boys are getting quite excited down there on pitch 2. Lovely boundary just scored.
Chance of a run out on the oval 2 there. The Aussie boys have their hands on their heads. Must have been close.
So 35 balls to go. 73 runs to win. 2 a ball.
That's 4 more. A full toss dispatched.
2 a ball. And the LMS means 10 and over. 5 ball overs in LMS for those of you new to the format. So when the run rate requires is 10 or below, the batting team still in with a great chance. The only challenge here for the LMS Pakistan side is they've already lost 5 wickets.
And Piyush needs to find his line here. Can't bowl too many full tosses. That's much better from him. The batsman uses his feet nicely down the track. They've run well there, the batsman. It's 2 more. It's a good over for Pakistan here.
And LMS UAE will be very proud of themselves up until this point. They came into this tournament as huge, into this match as huge underdogs. Having lost their first 3 games, and Pakistan winning all their 3 games. No one would have ever seen this coming.
Oh, well, ball by Piyush. Well played by the batsman too. Unbelievable shot there. Just worked his wrist at the last moment there. That's not a bad delivery. Possibly Deepak could have had a fielder a bit finer there, Amir. But nothing wrong with that delivery. That's a real quality shot there from Manzoor, who goes to 9 of 6 deliveries.
Good to see the comments coming in on the live feed, yeah. Talal Afsal says, come on boys, Bakari and Muzi can pull this off.
Just noticing Bakari's strike rates now just climbed above 150 for the first time in the match. He's of 35 of 22, so I think his eye is in and he's going to start to up the momentum a bit for Pakistan.
Abdul Razak struggled to get going in his 3 balls. There was a sharp chance. That looked to be an edge.
Nav scratches his head there. Let's have a look at this replay. Oh. We'll see if we can get Nick Potters to give a few tips to the keeper here for UAE. This looks like his footwork was a bit slow there. Sharp chance though. Oh, and work down to fine leg. Keeper's done well here.
This looks like it's building up towards an exciting finish. Early on we saw a great knock from Shiraz. He gave Deepak Nicholas the strike early doors. Deepak set the game on fire. And Deepak getting to his 50 off I think it was 17 balls. And then Shiraz got going in the latter half of his knock.
Just the one. It's good over so far from Nav. Be happy with the start to this over. Moving his fielders across a bit finer. Mid wicket comes straighter. Third man moves finer towards the commentary box. That's going to be 4 wides. They're disappointed with that. Keeper had no chance.
Guys, please can we have some predictions on this match? LMS Pakistan or LMS UAE? Could we even see a tie? George Pope says this will come down to the final ball.
George could be right. I think we are in for a nail biter here. UAE got to cut out the extras here though. That's much better. These extras must be one of the top scorers for Pakistan there.
See the run rate required, 9.63. That's actually come down slightly. Run required, not a problem here in terms of the rate. But another wicket check will put UAE well on top. Nav's starting to get some pace here now. Just finished his spell. That's a good spell. He got the vital wicket, a little bit unlucky at times. His figure's not done justice there.
Yeah, that last wide down the leg side didn't help him at all. He's gone for 43 from his 4, but he picked up the vital wicket. And
some of the crowd not prepared to pay the entrance fee, just watching from the sidelines here.
cheeky.
Just to be clear, there's no entrance fee to get into Chester Boughton Hall. This is obviously a free entrance event. So we hope to see some supporters coming in after work later.
Yeah, I'll come down and support the local England team. Should be a cracking match. Good atmosphere at this wonderful venue. Boughton Hall Cricket Club.
Well, there
could be a run out.
Oh.
Just dropped it.
So some confusion there between Muzi and Bakari.
I think someone needs to have a word with the keeper and just tell him to keep his head up there. Seems to be getting a little bit rattled. Just needs to take a deep breath and remember that he's been picked for the team because he's good enough for the job, and he's looks a little bit rattled. His hands are a bit stiff at the moment. Just needs to calm down and get the support of his teammates. It's vital he takes the next catch that comes his way or run out chance.
Murray Taylor is back in the UAE.
Murray.
Trent Thompson thinks Pakistan's still going to win this.
Oh!
He's dropped him!
That was a hell of a difficult chance. Much harder than it looked. It was swirling there, very late swing. It just seemed to banana at the last minute.
It hardly got above head height and went all the way to the boundary. He's got his hands into the wrong position there, Hashim.
Saved the boundary. Or ball.
Muzi's played a good knockout, number 7. It's gone a little bit unnoticed. 17 from 10. People are going to be very proud of Muzi back home in Sri Lanka. Pakistan. Talking of Sri Lanka, they up next against South Africa. So that's going to be one cracking game between two very strong sides.
And South Africa will want to win that. They know they've got Australia tomorrow, so 2 tough games in a row. No easy games in this tournament. They've gone up for the catch there. Umpire Lewis says no. Pakistan batsman unmoved. And Piyush has bowled really well this over. He's had the one chance already put down. Didn't see any deflection there. Might have brushed the gloves or something, but hard to tell. Who would want to be an umpire? Not me.
No, this is clever from Bakari.
Yeah, very clever.
Getting inside the line, realising there's no one down at fine leg.
Unlucky for Piyush there. It really is a batsman's game, but that was a really good over from him. He's now bowled 3 overs for 24 runs. Done a good job from his captain, and unlucky not to pick up a wicket in that over. 44 runs from 20 balls.
George Pope has asked a good question here. If UAE win, which would be a bigger upset? UAE or Singapore? I think he's referring to the Singapore-South Africa game, or he might be referring to Singapore-Australia. But either way, if UAE win this game, this will be the biggest upset of the tournament. No one's given them a chance coming to this match.
Especially considering the form of Pakistan and the form of UAE.
Bakari approaching his 50, 41, 29. Muzi playing a great supporting role.
Bo's much better start to his second over than his first.
Edged.
No luck.
4 more.
You know, Nev, 9 runs, batsman is going. The set batsman will go.
Amir trying to get his foot out there, but a bit like Neymar, missed it.
So this is a great experience here for Muzi from the South Punjab region of Pakistan.
Oh, it's another edge. Oh, he's missed it again. Possibly need to keep him finer here. The ball just seems to be...
The captain's nightmare. He actually did move the third man finer, and Muzi decided to go even finer. I think there was a bit of an edge there, but let's give the credit to the batsman there. Well played, Muzi.
Worried about the inside, the outside edge there. He's gone full and straight. Worked down to fine leg for one.
It's a great story developing here with Humayan Muzian. He only managed to get his visa for this tournament a day before the flight.
Running calls 2. Settle for the 1. Good fielding there.
We had Ali in the commentary box earlier, the South Punjab manager and franchise owner, and he was telling us a great story about how some of their players have made this trip over to Chester. Muzi was one of the players identified as a talent in his local village, and they got some coaches in there to work with some of the more skillful players who had raw talent but just needed some small technical tweaks in their game. And Ali was saying even the first time they went to Lahore, which is obviously a big city, was a big occasion for them. First time out of their village, well, 100 miles outside their village. And now he's in Chester.
And they've only just started playing with a hard ball for the last 12 months since Last Man Stands was brought into the region. Is that correct?
That's correct. And now he is representing his country, 26 from 14, supporting the experienced Bakari.
Bit short there from Piyush. Muzi on strike. Comes down the track. The keeper standing back there. No chance of a stumping.
It's going to be a tense finish here.
33 from 13. Oh, he's gone for a big one
high.
here.
Nicholas is under it. Oh, and that's the first foot he's put wrong in this match, Nicholas.
2 important runs for Pakistan. Nicholas won't be happy with that.
Up until this point, Nicholas has been superb. Everything he's touched has turned to gold. Not on that occasion.
So often that happens. You have a drop catch and then the next one you bowl a wide. Trying too much there, Piyush.
PJ needs to keep his composure. This is going to go down to the last few balls.
30 from 12. Who's your money on? Well bowled. That'll just be 1. Mia tidies up down a third man. PJ moving the field again.
Bakari needs a boundary here.
You're going to see him come down the track here, use his feet to PJ. Knows the keeper standing back.
As well bowled by PJ. Could see what Bakari is trying to do.
Just a little bit quicker and pushed it through. Good bowling. Really well bowled.
So into the last 2 overs, which means it's a power play. Are Pakistan going to elect to go for a 4-2 field?
UAE. Yeah, but just looking at PJ's figures here, he's bowled 4 overs, 29 runs and picked up the 1 stick. He's done a vital job for his captain and he's really given them a chance. He's bowled out. So we've got Bose left with 2 and Ahmed's got 1 left and Amir Khan's got a couple left.
Square leg boundary is the short one here to the right hander. Runs downhill as well. It's gone offside. Into the outfield. Pushing hard.
So where are you thinking as a captain to tell your bowlers? Full and on the off stump?
For the right hander, definitely go full and wide. wide Yorker would be the ball. For the left-hander, you maybe want to bowl it into the wickets, into the hips. Try and get him to go leg side, especially considering he likes to give himself room, Bakari.
Bakari's been using the crease well this innings. He's now on 43. So he could get his 50 and make things really interesting for Pakistan. 7 more.
Bakari could perhaps have a word with himself and maybe say, keep himself still. I think he's trying to do too much here. His head's moving a bit. It's not working for him.
Yeah, it's 2 dot balls that he's faced in a row now. He needs to just gather his thoughts together. Keep it simple.
I think they need to be looking at 173 with 1 ball to go. 174. So 16 of the next 4 or 5 balls. Bowl them!
Just looked like he was a little bit unsettled there. Possibly thinking about the situation too much and not playing the ball on its merit. That was a really good delivery.
Could be witnessing the biggest upset of this tournament, yeah?
What a ball by Amir Khan. Let's have a look at that again. Right on the block hole. Again, he's moved his feet and can't keep it out.
A good knock from Bakari.
43 from 34 balls. He's at 6 boundaries, a strike rate of 126. He's kept Pakistan in this game. Shabazz Khan is the new batsman coming to the crease.
So UAE will be delighted if they can get home from here. Good knock from Asad Bakari. Just struggled in the last 6 or 7 deliveries to find a boundary, and ultimately that cost him his wicket.
Another left-hander at the crease. What a nice way to get off the mark there. Confident shot to mid-off. And they're going for 2. Could be a run out.
So this is Shabazz Khan. He's from the South Punjab region as well. We know that the guys in the village where these guys come from all get together and are watching the game on a big projector. Tomorrow we're going to get some footage and show everyone how the guys back home are watching their guys from their local community come together in this crunch match here.
Oh, what a delivery there.
It's a great over from Khan.
Oh, ball Khan, and that completes his second over. He's just gone for 11 runs, and maybe Deepak should have given him another over early on, but we've got 5 balls left, and Pakistan need to pull off a miracle here to win this game. They'll need to make use of the leg side short boundary. Wouldn't want to bowl this last over. There's lots of pressure. Playing against the powerhouse Pakistan side. But it really is, this is UAE's game to win now. 5 balls, 26 runs required. They're going to get their field settings just right. They're taking their time, which is good experience here from Deepak. He's not going to get rushed.
So this looks like a tough ask for Pakistan, but you've got to remember the home run rule keeps this game alive. That's high and Hampson. This should be 6. Deepak under it.
That's a great start to the over from Pakistan. Just what they needed to settle the nerves. That's 20 from 4 now.
2 men from South Punjab at the crease. Got their visas just in time for this tournament. This could be a great story either way here.
Where does he put this ball?
It's gone again. That's a great shot. 6 more. Oh, just 1 bounce 4.
So he's showing he can play both sides of the wicket. So the bowler cleverly pushes it wide, and he's up for it. Muzi now 41 from 21 balls. What an innings from him.
And Ali early in the tournament was telling us what a talent Muzi is. Raw talent before they spotted him. And now he's showing us he's also got a calm head as well. It's gone again. This should be 2.
Yeah, you need to get him.
It could be a run out. It could be out. Oh, he deserved more than that. That's unlucky for Muzi. What a great knock, though. Unbelievable effort.
Good fielding, and so difficult in the last over where you want to keep the strike because you're hitting it so cleanly and you're the in batsman. And it's so difficult to come in now for the other 2 batsmen who haven't been at the crease for much. Shabazz just faced the 2 deliveries.
And there's only 2 more balls to go in this innings. He needs to find a 4 and then a 6.
Need 2 boundaries off the last 2 balls here.
4 and a home run. For those of you tuning in, the last ball, if you hit it for 6, is worth 12. So even if he gets a 2 off this ball and then clears the ropes on the last one, Pakistan will come home here. He's got to go. He's got to go. He has to go. The ball's coming in. He needs a good throw. He's done it. So the shot from the boundary. He needs a home run of the last ball.
So 13 to win, 12 to tie. Could we have our first tie of the tournament here?
He needs a 6 to tie it. He needs a home run. He needs to clear the ropes. Jose comes in. Where's he going to go? Well bowled. UAE win this. What another great game of cricket.
Unbelievable stuff. No one this morning woke up at breakfast time was talking about a UAE win. They were all talking about the Australia-Singapore match and who was going to win that game. It was almost a foregone conclusion that Pakistan would walk this game, and that's cricket for you, and that's last man stands. And what a day, what a game for UAE.
Now that's amazing, and spare thought for Muzi, who played the knock of his life there. I'm sure all his mates back home will be very proud of him.
Deepak's, they wanted to win one of the big games against one of the powerhouses, and finally they've got their win, and they can be very proud of themselves. They've played as a unit and they've given their best. They dropped a couple catches, but really they've had an outstanding game. Some great batting, great bowling. The players shake hands. Pakistan, very sportsmanship, straight out to congratulate the opposition. A couple of the UAE guys have Pakistani descent and heritage, now living in the UAE in Dubai. Good friends off the pitch.
We're going to be going across shortly to a new media correspondent in the form of Ross Kaywood, filling in for Nick Compton in the post-match interview. It'll be interesting to see the way he approaches this. But we will also be reflecting on the Australia-Singapore game. Beyond, do you have an update on what's happening on that field?
Really another cracking game, Wayno. 97 for 3 after 11.1 overs, 84 from 44 balls. So another nail-biter of a match on the other oval.
We will be switching the live feed across to that field in about 5 or 6 minutes, so we should get most of the run into the end of that match. We will be going across to a live interview with Deepak Nicholas, who is the man of the match, the easiest man of the match decision of the tournament so far.
Just looking at the Pakistan scorecard there. No one going on to get a 40, but some really good innings by Bakari and Muzi with 43 from 34 and 42 from 22 respectively, but no one else coming to the party. Boughton didn't do too badly with 36, but not enough to take them home. Missing out on Abdul Razak's big power up front. I think really that was the big wicket for the UAE.
PJ bowled superbly there, mixing up his pace. Just 29 from his 4 overs, 1 wicket.
Yeah, Khan just coming on there in the second last over of the game under pressure. He's just gone for 11 runs off his 2 overs.
And talking about under pressure, Ross Cawood in the central commentary interview position.
Ross Coward doesn't know what the word pressure means. Never says no. Always up for a challenge.
This should be one of the highlights of the tournament. Watching Ross Cawood approaches the interview.
Consummate professional. This won't be the first or last time he does an interview.
I think you'll have learned from Nick Compton. Will he use the word cracker in this interview? We'll be crossing over to Ross Cawood and Deepak Nicholas and the skipper from Pakistan, Khan, in a few seconds. Stay tuned for the Singapore-Australia game after that.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Chester LMS World Series Day 4. We've just had a cracking game with Pakistan versus the UAE, and the UAE have a bit of an upset. I've got Deepak Nicholas with me. He's smashed 80 odd and had a good day in the field with the ball. Deepak, how did it go?
Oh, thanks a lot. A very tight match, defeating Pakistan, the pool toppers. Great experience for the boys. Well, that's cricket. Something surprise can spring through, but Pakistan is the best team in the league so far. So feels nice that we've beaten them.
Do you enjoy your batting today?
Yeah, the pitch was pretty flat, very good to bat. It was coming on very well when we were batting first. Little bit of turn when we were bowling, so I think we took advantage of that, and then it worked for us.
Well done. Big upset, but well done.
Thanks a lot.
I've got Abbas Khan with me, losing captain for Pakistan. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we were outplayed today. Kudos to UAE for the excellent batting and bowling. It's a good wake-up call for us, but alhamdulillah, we've got a good team. We'll manage to get back in the next game against England and stay at the top of the pool.
Well done, you're a great bunch of guys. Enjoying the tournament?
Yeah, it's an excellent tournament, excellent setting. The pitch, the ground staff has been amazing. They've made some excellent wickets, both bowling and batting tracks, so it's been lovely.
Cool, well done.
Yeah.
Well, next up we've got Sri Lanka against South Africa with Nick Pothis and Ajanta Mendes getting involved. Thanks, guys.
Who's on there now? Who'd come on here?
Who's playing next, Wayne? It's Sri Lanka playing South Africa.
Oh, is it? Okay. Pretty good game. I came left.